seeing yourself there going, I think they should, it's helping somebody that's really upset. How do you feel now?
Looking at that then, I actually am just cringing, like, how can somebody be so deluded to think that the government should hand out tanning injections free on the NHS? Like, what sort of place must I have been in my own head to think that that was normal?
But this comes from a place of, from your point of view,
insecurity,
addiction. You felt like you were addicted to tanning. So when did that addiction start for you, do you think?
The addiction started when I was about 16 years of age, going to school, looking... I was just ridiculously pale. In fact, looking at photos, it makes me feel physically sick. And I used to get taunted at school. I used to get bullied, saying I was ugly, I was pale, I was grim, homophobic names. And I think it just stemmed from that, from, like, just insecurities and stuff like that at school. And then, obviously, when you get a tan, you'll know when you're on the beach and you've got a bit of a tan, you've got your cheeky bikini on and you're walking down the beach and you're looking brown, you feel better about yourself, don't you? Everybody does.
Yeah, you do feel better. I had a spray tan last night because I
knowing that I was coming on.
But also because I kind of, you know, I've got a big show tomorrow night and I wanted to look bronzed. But you, I mean, you took it to a drastic extent, didn't you? To the point where you were getting 6 sunbeds a week, you were using lotions, creams, spray tans and nasal sprays.
Yeah, nasal spray.
I've never even heard of a nasal tanning spray.
Well, it's like the tanning injections, but it's in a nasal form, so all you'll do is you'll just spray it up your nose and then you'll go on the sunbeds with it and stuff like that. It is actually mind-boggling to think that people will go this far just for a tan.
But you did, and I mean, listen, I've been open about this in the past, years before X Factor. I've been on these tanning injections before, and I do resonate with a lot of what you're saying. To me, it was like the Barbie drug.
It was.
Like my hair was growing through naturally black.
Yeah, it does.
My tan was perfect, and you know I'm redhead naturally, so I don't tan, and I've always had that hang up about being pale. And I know people will have a laugh with me and fake tan, but I was on these and I got really ill from them, and I had a heart palpitation because of it one morning, and I thought I need to stop this. What's give you that massive U-turn?
Well, it was about a year ago. Me and my boyfriend Huey, we was both in bed together, and I was getting these bad chest pains, and I was like, Huey, this is really, really bad. Like, something's happening. Like, my heart was going irregular. It was beating different beats, and it was feeling like it was coming out of my chest. I was like, Huey, no, seriously, I know I'm a dramatic boy, but this, I think I'm having a heart attack. So the next minute, we rang an ambulance. The ambulance came. They put me in the back. They put a drip in my arm. They said, your heart is going quite fast. We need to slow you right down. You're also, like, you're probably giving yourself a bit of a panic attack. They took me to the hospital, and they was like, well, these aren't tested. These aren't regulated. We can't definitively say that that's what's caused this to come on. You've not had a heart attack. Your heart rate was high, etc. But because they're not tested and they're not regulated, nobody knows anything about them. But then my boyfriend was like, no, one of these days I'm going to wake up, you're going to be dead in the bed next to me. And he finished with me, and that was when I thought...
How old were you when you started using them? This is...
About 17.
This is it, right?
Yes, yeah.
So, and you're how old now? You're thinking about it.
I had to think. 26.
So you've been using this continually?
Since I've been about 16, 17 years of age,
And has it ever crossed your mind before that happened last year that, you know, they're possibly going to have side effects? Did it not cross your mind that, hold on a minute, if this isn't easily accessible, then maybe...
Well, it did. It did, but the only thing is, it's just like...
I was so... to get it?
It's that easy to get them, and I was just so wrapped up in this world of feeling like I was looking a 10 out of 10, when in fact I look an absolute idiot, the colour of what I was as well. But you just get some people in this world, you get some Nicola Roberts types of people that love being pale, and that's for them. And then you get David Dickinson, and I would like to be David Dickinson. I don't mind being orange, but that gave me a false sense of confidence, and it made me feel so confident. I was getting compliments all the time, I was loving life, and I got addicted to that.
But you're not on them now?
No, I'm not on them no more, no.
And you would say to people not to use them?
And I do want to say, for anybody that is actually watching this now, I do not want tanning injections on the NHS. I do not want anybody to take these drugs. I, in fact, tell anybody who gets offered these, chuck them in the bin, because it'll probably be the worst thing you can ever do. You'll end up looking orange, you'll probably end up in hospital, and you'll end up being 6 feet under. So I just wouldn't even bother, and I do not condone these. The amount of abuse that I've had this morning on social media, saying, why are you letting this person on this TV programme who wanted tanning injections free on the NHS? I am coming on here to actually say that I don't want these, and it's actually getting me quite upset that people are actually thinking that I actually condone this and I want it on the NHS and I'm actually a bad person when I'm not.
The difference is that you did.
I did
want it,
that,
but now
yeah.
you've obviously seen the error and seen how dangerous this is. Like, I myself will hold my hands up and say, I did, and I stopped using this. The problem is with it, it's illegal to buy in the UK, but it's illegal to sell in the UK, sorry, but it's legal to buy.
Yeah.
So you can get it online in certain places. You do have to look for it. There's an epidemic where this is being sold under the counter in gyms, in sort of health places. That it's all a bit dodgy. Ryan, listen.
It's actually just really upsetting, like, the amount of abuse that I'm getting from this as well, and I don't actually condone this. This is why I wanted to come on as well, to say that this is not what I want to be. I got wrapped up in this world. These people that used to troll me for doing stuff like this, I brought it on myself and stuff like that. But what did they want me to do? Relapse? They drove me to... I felt like they was driving me to...
But the great thing is, Ryan, is that you've realised, it was 3 years ago, you've realised what this drug can do to you, and you are taking the steps to not use it, and you are still tanned from
orange
from a spray tan perspective, which
natural.
is much safer, much healthier.
From a bottle.
Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Calm down, breathe.
I am
breathe,
sorry.
breathe.
How embarrassing.